In this video, we will show how to display numerical variables by factors using a bar plot. I will use the dataset called Student Survey. This dataset is available in the Rguroo data repository. To create a bar plot in Rguroo, select the Plots toolbox on the left-hand side of the Rguroo window. Then select Create a Plot, and finally select the bar plot option. Now that we have opened the bar plot dialog box, we select a dataset, in this case, Student Survey. And we see that the names of numerical variables will be populated in the list below. We see that there are two tabs here labeled Numerical/Frequency and the Categorical tab. For this video, we will be working in the Numerical tab. Now I would like to compare the values of hours of TV watched for males and females in the survey. So I will select the variable hours of TV. Next, I click on the Factor 1 drop-down menu. This shows you all of the factor variables in your dataset that are recognized by Rguroo. Here, I will select sex. I will also check the Add Value Label option to see the values corresponding to each bar. Note that I have selected the mean function to compare the mean hours of TV watched by each gender. If I click Preview this plot, we can see the mean hours of TV displayed on the y-axis, with the levels of the factor sex on the x-axis, the F denoting female and the M denoting male. You can also create bar plots with one factor and more than one numerical variable. Let's go back to the Basics menu and select another numerical variable for our bar plot. I am going to select hours of sleep. We will continue to apply the mean function. Don't forget that you can add a title and X and Y axis labels as well, but to save time, I will not be doing so. Let's preview this plot now. You can see that the plot shows the factor levels of sex on the x-axis, and each level has two bars, one for each numerical variable. The numerical variables are shown in the legend with their corresponding colors. This blue bar, for example, represents the mean hours of TV watched by females. By default, the factor levels are displayed on the x-axis, but if you would like to display the numerical variables on the x-axis, you can do so by going to the Basics menu, then selecting Numericals on Axis. This will allow you to have a different view on the same data. As you can see, the numerical variables are now on the x-axis, and the bars represent the levels of the factor. To make this bar graph look better, I could make use of the Factor Level Editor. This menu can be accessed via the Level Editor button in the top left-hand corner. Here, I can rearrange the order of the bars, select colors, and relabel the bars. First, I am going to select the factor that we are working on here, which is sex. For this case, I am going to make the male bar, denoted M here, the leftmost bar by swapping it with the F, or the female bar. To do this, I am going to simply drag and drop the level male above the level female. Furthermore, I can select M and change the label to male, and change the color to green. Next, I can select the female level, label it female, and change the color to red. If I click Preview, the bars have changed color and the factor level labels have changed to the word male and the word female. If I go back to the Basics menu and remove one of the numerical variables, let's say hours of sleep, I can then select another factor. This is where the option of a factor 2 comes into play. I'm going to go ahead and select the factor Q or S, and then preview the plot. This is a variable where students in the survey were asked to choose one of the letters Q or S. The tick marks along the x-axis represent the levels of the second factor, in this case Q or S, and the bars represent the levels of the factor male or female in our case. The y-axis represents the mean hours of TV watched by these groups. You can also play around with the factor level editor here if you want to manipulate the Q or S factor. Let's open the level editor. Select Q or S, then drag the NA to the dropped level list. Now select Preview, and you will see that the NA level is no longer in this plot.